Okay, so once again, shalom and welcome to November 22nd, 2022 Startup Nation AgeTech Pitch Fest. My name is Roy Koren. I'm the CEO of SeniorMarket, and I would like to invite Thomas Schudler from DUCAH to start his presentation. Thomas, please.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you, Roy, and welcome all of you. And so it's a pleasure to have you in that startup event today with all the bright new ideas you brought with you. And the idea was to give you a short overview about the DUCAH initiative and network. So as you see, DUCAH stands for the Digital Urban Center for Aging and Health. I'm one of the founder of that and initiator of that initiative. And my background is from informatics and digital science. So the idea was to set up a human-centered research center where we have better living labs in the focus, so where the people live and work in their health sector and environment. And so the idea was that we bring new innovations, digital innovations from the tech companies, from the startups, as well from the research centers to the people, and help them and try to find out what works well and where's an added value. The perspectives where we are on our way with are, of course, the individuals and their needs, the society, so that we, for example, work with their protection rules for data in a fair way, and health and care is our focus, and also the question, how should the urbanization and real estate develop in the future, and what can we do to that people can stay longer in their established social environment in their flats, and data sovereignty and entrepreneurship. These are our main perspectives, and of course today this perspective, the entrepreneurship perspective with the human-centered research to successful bringing companies together with healthcare stakeholders, so the companies who work in that area, and bring in improved healthcare solutions and maybe new data-driven business models, and find out how they work best. The network, I said we are an initiative. So in the core of the initiative, in the center, you see some of the research and scientific partners, for example, the Charité and in Berlin at the Humboldt University, the Einstein Center Digital Future, and some others are the key factors, the Humboldt Institute of Internet Society, the founders of this initiative from a science perspective. And then we have lots of partners, for example, from the technology AI side, from the finance partners, and in the focus for the transfer, I will try to take you with me to these companies, which are the main providers of care, especially in Germany. And to give you one idea what's behind that, the DUCAH Germany, it's about 500,000 full-time employees. It's Germany's second largest employee managing, and lots and lots of inpatient and outpatient care centers, places for child care service, elderly care, nearly 200,000 places. So it's a very good field, as we say, for finding out which solutions could add value, even if we come from the digital side. The idea of DUCAH as an initiative is to have a set of services. And for example, I just mentioned the data and data security approach. We have the better living quarters. So we certificate these quarters, the social and caregiving quarters. And one focus I would like to show you, and this is the reason why we are happy to do this session together with Roy and you, is the DUCAH X program. The idea was to have an acceleration and innovation development program, and the address problem is that care and social innovations have a lot of many uncertainties in the early stage regarding usability, deliverability, and affordability. And the benefit which should come out is to validate the added value, building teams, identify and engage the relevant partners, and the early collaboration with our partners from the research side. And so the care activity is to accelerate and identify market launch of digital products and services and solutions, and helps to give maybe financing models, support utilization in the field. And so we offer a structured program for both sides. And the DUCAH ecosystem, I just would like to take you with me to have an overview about that. So DUCAH itself, it's a network, it's a field access to the social care companies. It's the accompanying of research, screening, and facilitation. Then we have the members and partners you have seen on that network list. And so they offer the access to their market, maybe financing and multiplication. And they are looking for solutions which helps them to add value to their given services as care providers or at the hospital side. And of course, they're looking for more competencies and technology input and companies. And on the other side, I hope we have that on the right side of the list, which you are looking for as a startup. You are offering solutions and competencies and technologies, we are sure, and you're looking for market access, maybe financing and multiplication. And so we designed this marketplace with 3 steps. First is learn steps to bring partners together, then try to find a match. Where does that match very well? And maybe the third level and third stage is partnering and doing business together. And the value proposition for startups is in the area of support and collaboration, the approved by DUCAH label with a scientific advisory board, a competency of field access projects, maybe refinancing and giving assistance where you can find a refinancing funding. And then we have that scientific assistance example with the Charité in Berlin, communication, transfer, and at least the DUCAH panel, where we bring all companies together. One example for refinancing assistance in Germany, we have the possibility to have digital health applications certified, called DIGA, digitale Gesundheitsanwendungen. And DIGAs are digital assistants for patients, and they are refunded by public health insurances. So this is a kind of a refinancing possibility. And they have a kind of label as a medical device, and they are usually used by patients alone or patients and healthcare providers. And one example you can see here is, for example, for a solution for depressed self app for depression. And the other area where refinancing could be possible is digital care applications. The shortcut is DIPA, digitale Pflegeanwendungen, and digital helpers for elderly or people in need of care. And the focus is to reduce impairments and set up and try to having more independence or ability of the person who can have that support which is needed. And the accessibility to 4 million people covered by the care insurance is the possibility of the market. So these are 2 short examples. And here we have one example from our network. It's a Lindera company which has a fall detection app. This is in the category of digital care applications. Yeah, so finally, to summarize, the DUCAH network benefits for startups could help to contact to the partners in the Berlin startup area, and of course, access to the network, care facilities, hospitals, insurances, doing research projects together, maybe on different levels, and with university and science partners. You have the possibility to present products in our DUCAH forum and at the DUCAH marketplace at DUCAH-X I just have shown you. And there's a lot of expertise we could bring in and maybe add to your services and to your ideas. And so this is part of our team. Lucius, I've seen, is part of today's meeting. Nastasia, you have already seen. Annika, I've seen. And so if you have any questions, feel free to come back to us. And so I hand over back to Roy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thomas. It's a pleasure working with you. And as we say, I do hope it will be the beginning of a wonderful friendship. I would like to invite our partner and promoter for this event, the HAK. And I would like to invite Charmy Rickover, senior executive of the German-Israeli Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Charmy, please.
Hi, thank you, Roy. Hi to everybody. Yes, my name is Charm, German Chamber of Commerce, AHK, which means Außenhandelskammer. I see that we have a few Germans here among us, which is good. We have also not only a few virtual Germans with us, we are right now, while we speak, loaded in Israel with German delegations in different fields, not only the health one. So it seems that there's a lot of traction going on this month. Roy, thank you for inviting us to be partner, and I will not go through a presentation. I will only show maybe 1 or 2 slides, because I think it's more important here today to have a dialogue. I will only briefly tell you what our chamber is doing here and why we believe that Israel is really a place which is amazing on the technology side, but also for Israelis. Germany and Europe are the market due to the same time zone, due to a very similar business culture and many other factors. Yeah, so our chamber was founded about excuse me, my dog in the background. If I don't kill him, he will not shut up, so we will have to suffer that. This chamber was founded around 55 years ago. I wasn't there then, although being senior. And we are today 14 people, and what we do is we put all our efforts in connecting those 2 worlds, the industry with the startup world, of course focusing Germany especially, but not only. And we are doing technology scouting on behalf of companies, on behalf of cities, and even on federal states. We try to help associations, institutions, and research institutes to find the right partners in the tech world. And sometimes it happens that we do not find them in Israel, and then we have to go globally, which we do even to Finland and other countries. On the other hand, we want to help Israelis go abroad. The Israelis will always look for foreign markets because the Israeli market is too small, and they always need industry partners, and they need also, especially in the healthcare, they need good, strong, connected people and distributors to get their foot down, and that's what we try to do. We connect them to hospitals, to sometimes the health organizations and others, and we also do something which is actually quite important, and that's the cultural bridging. And with that, I would like to show you only 1 slide, if you allow, which is by sharing my screen. And it is Bildschirm freigeben. Here we go. You must tell me when you see it. You do?
Yes.
Right now.
good. And then I will also find the mode of presentation, which
Jama, are you still there? She's frozen.
I think we might have lost her, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Opening the presentation was too much for the laptop.
Or the dog did just bite the cable.
Okay, maybe we can make Charm's points or get them in the end, and maybe Roy, you will take over.
Okay, thank you, Nastasia. So shortly, my name is Roy Cohen. I'm the CEO of SeniorMarket, which is a consultancy agency based in Israel, and also the founder of the AgeTech Israel group, a group dedicated to promote Israeli startup and Israeli innovation in the age tech world globally. We work with and advise ministry offices, public authorities, and also brands and commercial companies here in Israel. And also we work with Israeli entrepreneurs and other contacts also in the United States, Europe, and the Far East. I would like to thank Uwe Wagner, who through him we made all this wonderful event happening. So thank you very much, Uwe, for your time and efforts bringing us all together here. And I think we will go forward, okay, with the startup presentation. The schedule is as follow. We'll start with VIAR and then Gate Better, following by Vita Lerter, and then Obi, and the final Essence Care. So with no further ado, I would like to invite Amit Ninari, Business Development for the EU from VIAR. Amit, please.
Hi, thank you very much, Roy. It's nice to meet you all. I'm happy to be here. Let me just pull up the deck in a screen share. Okay, so are we all able to see the screen? Fantastic. As Roy mentioned, I'm Amit Ninari. I represent VIAR Imaging's business development for our healthcare business unit in Europe. We are a company that started out in the medical imaging field, actually detecting breast cancer in early stages using safe, harmless, affordable, and portable technology. And this is all with a chip the size of a thumbnail. As time went on, first of all, we needed to fund that project because it was very expensive. And second of all, we saw that this technology could be used in a very wide variety of industries and sectors. We progressed to passenger and pedestrian safety and automotive, smart offices and buildings, threats and weapons detection, and our flagship industry that we use our sensors with today, which is senior care. We are located all around the world. So our headquarters are here in Israel, just outside of Tel Aviv. We have field teams in the United States and in Europe, as well as offices in China and Japan. We started out as a startup company. Since then, we've grown to about 400 employees in 5 rounds of venture capital funding. And we also sell some consumer products that people like to buy around the holidays. But let me tie this all back to senior care. We see the benefits of our proprietary 4D imaging radar technology for this industry in a world where privacy is increasingly becoming a concern. So the whole idea of cameras in resident rooms, especially in bathrooms, in a lot of territories is either illegal or increasingly becoming more and more of a social taboo. So the idea of having a solution that detects and tracks activity in a room without cameras, without having to wear anything, without anyone being watched, is a big philosophy behind our technology. In addition, the technology is very robust because it's a radar. It's unaffected by lighting or weather conditions. So if there is heavy steam in a bathroom, the sensor will still work very well. If it's the middle of the night, you know, and a senior resident is getting up out of bed and a fall happens in the middle of the night, darkness also isn't a factor here. And just in general, the fact that it's robust in its ability to scan the room doesn't require any line of sight. With targets, you can mount it in a wall, in a wall or a ceiling. If a fall happens, you know, behind the table, between the bed and the wall, the sensor will still pick up on it. And we try to keep it affordable. We want this technology to be competitively priced with cameras and other senior care solutions so that it's as accessible as possible in as many markets. This is the sensor itself. It looks like a small smoke detector. It's about the size of the palm of a hand, and inside of it, it's got a radar chip, a communication board, and a radar board that actually scans the room 24/7 using very low power radio waves with much less power than a cell phone or Wi-Fi, so very safe. Covers 4 by 5 square meters, so about 1 sensor per room. And as I said, you know, full coverage in all lighting conditions. I think there was an email that mentioned that videos aren't recommended. I have a short video here, so if any of you would want to tell me if it's possible to still show it or. Okay. Let me see if there's sound here.
This is fine. It's most advanced touchless technology.
So on the left side, you actually see how the sensor sees people. That's point cloud technology on the left side right here. Okay, so that was a little bit about how the device works. Of course, if there's any questions, then at the end, I know there's Q&A time at the end of the whole pitch festival. So I'll be happy to answer them. In terms of the sensor, there's 2 configurations that we offer. One is a dry contact for an analog integration with existing nurse call systems in any facility. And the second is a basic AC powered configuration that you plug into the main power in a power outlet. And that one communicates with any nurse call system through a cloud and not through a hardwired configuration. As I mentioned earlier, wall and ceiling installations are both an option. The dry contact configuration top right of the screen enables a proper mounting to the ceiling. This is especially useful in memory care facilities where Alzheimer patients will try to pull sensors and devices off the wall if they don't recognize them, if they feel like they're being watched. So that's the one we recommend for more intensive care. AC powered one can be on any wall at 1.5 meters, at about eye level, and it's a slightly easier installation. So the basic integration, as I said, is just connecting directly with the transmitter to a dry contact system for nurse call communication. The more sophisticated option is an MQTT software integration where we actually connect to partner clouds and to partner platforms and dashboards, and notifications will go straight to their devices through a MQTT broker. Our cloud is just there for configuration, automatic software updates, debugging, and so on. And that's pretty much the VIR care sensor in about 10 minutes. So my contact info is here as well as in the event invite. And I appreciate you having us here.
Thank you so much, Amit, for this wonderful presentation. And of course, everybody, if you have question, you can write it here in the chat, and we will get back to Amit right after the presentation. And we are going back to Charlie. And I hope that the dog didn't eat your cables for the wiring. So please go ahead with your presentation.
It's not a joke. I think he pulled the plug. And thanks for having me again. And actually reading the sign behind you, I don't want to be welcomed in the aging revolution. I would like to be in the anti-age revolution, if there's such a thing. But going back to what we do in the AHK, what I was about to say is that we do not only help Israelis enter the German market, what we also try to do is to bridge the culture between an institution, such an hospital or an HO, which has a totally different cycle and internal culture, of course, and the Israeli or the whatever startup, because startups are fast and quick and flexible and impatient and not so structured. And so we understand that ourselves also as kind of a dating platform. But before we send people to their first date, so the blind date will be really a big success. We try to describe and to prepare them a little bit. And then sometimes this even ends in a marriage. And if I may stay with analogies, then I think that we have lots of large ships. We have hospitals, we have healthcare institutions, we have the health ministries and others, but also associations and large successful companies. They are ships going on their way, and they do that brilliantly and for many years. But you need to adapt and to change, and there are weather changes, and that's where we come in, because our Israeli startups, they are not huge ships. They are those little motorboats. They have speed and they can run around and they can go forward. They cannot be a big boat and transport many, but they can help you find the right direction. And we want to bring those two together and to understand, so they understand where the wind blows, which ways we are expecting and what we need. And I can tell you that after working many years with Israeli startups, they are really amazing because they have a very big self-confidence, and they have great ideas, and they are deeply into technology, while the other side is always bringing the playground they need in order to apply those technologies. And the last thing before I end is that we had the German health ministry visiting us in Israel pre-corona, and we showed them a few companies, and such as telemedicine and other things. And they said, oh my God, and they ran away. They said, that's not for us. What about data privacy? And this is not happening. And then Corona happened. And the same ministry came back and they said, you know what, maybe you could show us those technologies again. And they are very interested because Corona has taught us that without being digitalized, we cannot survive in this new world. And that's why we are happy that we can support you, hopefully. And again, sorry for the technical stuff around. That happens even in startup and high-tech nations. And wishing all of you the best of conversations, and I hope that we can find some weddings here. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you so much, and good luck with all the many activities. I know you have a very important health tech event next week. I'm sure going to join, and good luck. And I want to invite Hilik Harari from GateBetter. Hilik, you are with us?
I am.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Roy. Let me share my screen. All righty. Hi, everybody, and good afternoon. My name is Hilik Harari. I'm a co-founder and CEO of GateBetter. Today, I want to introduce you to a new digital therapeutic solution specifically designed for gait rehabilitation and fall prevention. We already talked about falls today. So we don't detect, we prevent. Our innovative modality of combining motor and cognitive training is clinically validated and is used daily by hundreds of older adults in Israel and in the States. GateBetter reduces more than 70% of falls in older adults, which is twice more effective than other training protocols. So we have a problem with current approaches for gait rehabilitation in general, walking rehabilitation, and fall prevention in specific. And the problem is that the current practices are really not based on latest science that shows that cognitive capacity, specifically executive functions, are key to successful walking. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of peer-reviewed publications that demonstrate that cognitive training together, when it comes together with motor exercise, such as dual tasking or motor planning, significantly improve outcomes. However, when therapists attempt to introduce combined motor cognitive practices into their protocol, they constrained by exercises that do not really correlate with real-world situations, that training that is hard to quantify and has a limited duration, and therapy that it is really, frankly, so engaging that dropout rates can be as high as 50%. Now, these type of limitations have serious consequences. Boring and repetitive exercise drive no-shows and cancellation, and also low adherence rate. Lack of real-world specificity and limited duration and intensity result in higher readmission rates and increase in total cost of care. And time spent on setup, breakdown, and manual reporting makes for a low therapist productivity. So the solution really is to use GateBetter in order to train the brain. GateBetter provides motor cognitive therapy by adding semi-immersive virtual reality to existing treadmills. This empowering experience provides the patient with a highly motivated game-like environment with real-world challenges that only requires minimal steps in supervision. And the system works. To date, we treated more than 5,000 patients that received the GateBetter therapy. Our customers have seen over 70% reduction, as I mentioned, in fall rate. And why does it work? Simply because we make the brain more efficient. The research team behind GateBetter conducted numerous studies utilizing fMRI and other scans to the brain post-intervention and found specific changes or plasticity in brain in specific areas in frontal regions responsible for executive functions, which again are tightly related to gait. So we believe that our exercise, our specific and unique intervention makes the brain more efficient and hence result in a more safe and better walking abilities. So let me show you how it works. Frankly, quite simple. The trainee is walking on a treadmill, any regular treadmill, and we record and analyze the feet movement as they walk in real time. So the trainee walks on the treadmill and she sees her own 2 feet in the simulation. As she walks, she encounters virtual challenges that practice both cognitive and motor skills at the same time. Let me play it again. He worked on obstacle negotiation and decision making in an environment that is very similar to real world. He received strong measurable feedback such as real-time scoring and trends in performance over time. And the gamification element is so motivating that we typically double the walking dosage and dramatically increase adherence to more than 85% to a full training protocol. System setup is really straightforward. We work with any existing treadmill. We use off-the-shelf components, and we encourage our customers to use their own existing equipment, such as harness systems or TVs, etc. And it's really just placing our computer with a specific camera. It's a depth camera that we place in front of the treadmill, and the rest is quite straightforward. Again, setup takes under an hour. I would like to share with you data from one of our early customers, Maccabi Healthcare System, which is the second largest healthcare provider here in Israel. In the year 2020, they treated 200 patients in 7 different clinics, and they followed up with those patients 6 months following the intervention. The intervention took 15 visits, each visit about 30 minutes long, and it's twice a week, so over the course of 7 weeks. And again, a follow-up in a 6-month post-intervention. The outcomes were wonderful. They've seen more than 70% reduction in number of falls if you compare the number of falls of those older adults in the 6-month post-intervention compared to the 6 months before the intervention. Almost 50% reduction in emergency room visits and 34% reduction in total hospitalization days. Maccabi was so happy with the result that they didn't even waited until the official completion of that pilot before they made a large order of Gait Better systems. Today, Gait Better is spread out across Maccabi clinics throughout the country. And the Maccabi case study is really only one of numerous studies demonstrating efficacy across multiple patient population in indication. We have more than 20 peer reviews. Frankly, the very last one was published literally 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of funny. Shati from Berlin was one of the research groups that used our system, and that was specifically for MS patients. But in total, we have, again, more than 20 peer-reviewed publications, 5 randomized control trials, and including what's still considered to be the largest and the most comprehensive randomized control trial ran in European study, ran in 5 countries, and was published at The Lancet. I'm going to wrapping up my talk, the implementation again is super quick. The mechanical design, user interface, operation, everything was designed so it would make no changes to standard workflows of the clinician and the clinic. We utilize existing equipment. As I said, installation is super quick, under 2 hours, and it only requires 1 hour of training to be able to operate the system, which can be operated by therapists or frankly, anyone that gets that training because it's that simple. And lastly, I'll say that from a financial perspective, many of our customers are either revenue neutral or even positive, literally from day one. We do accelerate more positive outcomes in rehabilitation and again, prevent falls. We achieve more than 85, sometimes 90% adherence, by that reducing no-shows and increasing clinic revenues. We help therapists to become more efficient. The system will generate reports, progress reports, so they don't need a post-intervention summary to take. And in the USA, the system is already available with reimbursement, unique reimbursement codes for reimbursement. we will need to explore the situation in Germany as well. I'd like to thank you for your time and your attention. I will mention that in 2023, we are planning to launch GateBetter in Germany and possibly also in the UK, and we're looking for partners to support this quest that we have.
Thank you very much, Hilik, for the presentation. I personally witnessed some of your trainees, and it's incredible how they gain self-confidence, and I'm really looking forward to your advancement. And for all the audience here, once again, if you have questions for Hilik and GateBetter, please write them in the chat box, and we'll get back to you at the end of the presentation stage. And I would like to call Mando Alpasan, the Global Business Development Manager of Vitalerter. Mando, please.
Thank you, Roy. Let me share my screen. And okay, here we go. Okay, great. You see my slides? All right, great. So hello everyone, and thanks for having me today. My name is Mando Alpasan. I'm a global business development manager at Vitalerter, and very glad to present you today Vitalerter and its unique solutions. Just a few words about our company. We're a successful digital health company specialized in the AgeTech space. The company was founded in 2016 in Tel Aviv, Israel, and we have designed an AI and IoT-based continuous and contactless remote patient monitoring and early warning alert solution for long-term care facilities. And the product was launched 3 years ago. And since then, we have performed more than 80 pilots and commercial projects across the world. And in 2000, the Ministry of Health of Israel, together with Deloitte, to equip more than 800 beds in geriatric centers and nursing homes in Israel. And the company currently operates in Europe, Latam, Middle East, Asia Pacific regions. And 2 years ago, we opened our first international commercial office in China. So in this slide, I would like to share with you our worldwide attraction. So Vitalerter solution has already monitored thousands of patients and elderly people across the globe. In this slide, you can see some selected references, including nursing and care homes, geriatric clinics, and hospitals in which we have been performing commercial pilots, trials, and deployments. These customers references choose us for a very simple reason, because our solution can answer the needs and challenges that they experience on a daily basis. Basically, our solution provides an efficient and simple way to monitor continuously and discreetly without any contact with the patient and the elderly residents, and relieves caregivers in their daily work with practical alerts, notifications, task management tool, and it increases the safety and care experience of people in need of care. So let's talk about how our system works. Our cloud-based integrated care platform consists of a contact-free biosensor, which you can see in my hand, AI server, and the web and mobile-based application of Vitalerter. So this Vital small biosensor box is simply placed beneath the bed frame and can detect presence and motions in the bed and continuously collect information about the movement level, heart rate, respiration rate, and sleep quality during the rest time and without any contact with the patient in bed. So when the patient is lying on the bed, the biosensor collects continuously the movement data and parameters and transmits this data in every second to our cloud-based server through a Wi-Fi connection. In the secured cloud server of Microsoft Azure, we built an AI engine that processes the data in real time, creates a personalized profile for each resident patient, learns the unique patterns, and analyzes abnormal behaviors. If any abnormal behavior is detected by our AI algorithms, then the system will issue an early warning alert through a mobile application and web-based application of VitalEther to the handheld devices of the care staff, which is compatible with iOS and Android. And the alerts are also displayed on the central nurse station TV and PC screens. So the care staff on duty, once the alert is received, the care staff on duty responds to the alerts effectively and on time to help prevent any adverse events. And the system generates analytic reports to analyze the health conditions and the operation and the engagement level of the care team. So the vitals, the contact-free vitals bed sensor can detect and monitor continuously the outputs of the sensors are bed occupancy, in out of bed, rest level, body movements and posture, heart and respiratory rate trends. And we have recently added a new component to the vital sensor box that allows the sensor to detect and measure the volatile organic compound level and the odor around the bed. So, in this slide, I would like to touch upon the applications and alerts of VitalEther. So by analyzing these outputs, our system can generate alerts on fall prevention, irregular breathing trend, wandering, pressure ulcers prevention, heart rate deterioration, and diaper check. And let me elaborate on this. So our system is able to trigger early warning alerts if trends in heart rate and respiration rate is above or below a threshold defined and configured for each patient by the care team based on the risk level and health profile. And by detecting the bed exits and presence in the bed, the system is able to trigger an alert if the patient is about to try to get out of bed. Okay, so this is fall prevention. This is not fall detection. So VitalEther alerts 2 to 3 minutes before the patient tries to leave the bed, and it allows the care team to attend the room and engage with the patient and to prevent a possible fall incident. And if the patient has a low risk profile for falls, the carer can set up the away only mode for that specific patient. And in this way, the alert will be triggered not before the bed exit, but rather if the patient has not returned to the bed within a certain time frame. So, and also by tracking I'm talking about now about the pressure ulcers prevention, talked about fall prevention, talked about irregular breathing trend and heart rate trend deterioration alerts, and now pressure ulcers prevention. By also tracking the bedtime and the movement level in the bed, the system can send issues, alerts, and reminders if the patient has not moved enough, the patient is too static in the bed and may need to be turned to help prevent pressure ulcer and sepsis injuries. And if the patient, the uniqueness of our system, that if the patient has turned himself, then the system resets and doesn't send a notification. And this basically allows the care team to save time by not doing the unnecessary turns and instead looking after more vulnerable people in need of care. Another benefit is that the sleep quality of the patients are not, improves by not awaking them up to do the turn protocol. And also it's needless to say that each turn action is digitally recorded, and the caregivers know exactly which direction the patient should be turned in every turn protocol. So based on the objective case studies and performance evidence reports conducted by our clients, our system has proved to prevent fall incidents by up to 70% and pressure ulcer injuries by up to 83%. and a hospital readmission by up to 40%. As I mentioned in my previous slide, we are now working on adding a new application called diaper replacement to our platform. So by measuring the organic compound gas around the bed, the system will be able to detect the gas caused by the feces and will issue an alert to the care team to go and replace the diaper of the patient. Now I would like to talk a little bit about our new product. So this is called BioPatch. We have recently designed an all-in-one non-intrusive biosensor in a plaster form factor. The BioPatch sensor is placed on the chest or on the back of the patient with a disposable adhesive, and it will be connected to the VitalEther app and monitors 24/7 patients' body movements and well-being, and alert on abnormal behaviors, even when the patients are out of bed and are in motion, immobile. So the sensor can measure skin temperature, we can see, and the respiration rate and heart rate through this ECG, and oxygen saturation from the optic that you can see it here. And through the accelerometer inside this, we'll be able to detect the fall incidents when the patients are walking. Okay, this is not for patients falling from the beds, but instead when they are in motion. So when the patient can and is allowed to get out of bed and even discharged, 24/7 remote health monitoring will continue thanks to the VitalEther BioPatch. So the Vital sensor will be used for in-bed activities, while the BioPatch will be used for in-motion activities. And this way we will be able to provide 24/7 continuous remote patient monitoring.
Manu, since our time is short, can you please 1 minute to your presentation?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is the last slide. So this is wireless. The sensor is wireless, very cost effective in the secured cloud, durable and light, waterproofed, very simple charging through a wireless and fast charging, and simple attachment on body. And both Vitals and BioPatch can be integrated through API integration to any nurse call system and ERM, EMR or ERP system. So yeah, my contact details are here. So for any questions, please feel free to contact me. And thanks for the opportunity, Roy, and all the organizers. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Manu. So 3 presentations behind us, and we have 2 exciting presentations. And the next I call is Yechiel Polatov, VP Sales and Strategic Alliance of iClick, the maker of Obi. Yechiel, please.
Hi there. Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to share our material. My name is Yechiel Polatov. I'm the VP Sales and Strategic Alliances at iClick. iClick is a developer of Obi, and I'd like to start with a very short 30-second clip to show you a little bit about what our system is about. The sound is muted on purpose, so it won't bother anyone. So this is the Obi. The Obi projects virtual games on a surface. It could be a table, it could be a floor. When we project the virtual games on the surface, the residents or the senior residents can play and interact with the projected games. So that's a very brief of what we do. Okay. So what we provide is a system that gives a meaningful play for the seniors. The seniors can engage with each other or can play with the system and improve both their physical capabilities and their willingness to communicate with each other. iClick is not a startup. We've been around since 2005. We started our way in developing systems for kids games. We've been around, as I said, from 2005 with over 15,000 systems installed worldwide. Our major customers up to 3 years ago came from completely different industries. And then when COVID started, we've adapted our system because of the demand in the market to content that would fit the senior market. We saw that seniors in many senior living and similar gated communities are suffering from social isolation, from depression, from cognitive and physical decline, and the staff was overloaded. And then we somehow pivoted our solutions to fit to that market. We've developed unique games that would fit to those specific audiences in dementia departments or in regular senior care environments, where we also adapted both the audio, sounds, the movement of the games. Remember, we came from the kids industry where things are faster, and we needed to make those adaptations that would fit the audiences that are supposed to now play with the system. So we've made those adaptations, and we created games that have different leveling, whether it's basic levels for people with more dementia or cognitive issues, and others that would fit any senior resident or a patient in a facility. We have a variety of games, from simple games of projecting a virtual graph and then touching the table or the floor and then revealing flowers, or more smart games like Rush Hour, which people know from the playing on the phone, or even more activity games, which allows also the connection between the seniors and their grandkids, like football games, where they come and play one versus the other. And also something which is very loved by seniors and was developed especially for the senior market is the bingo. We saw that the OB brings a lot of good feedback from our users. It encourages moving. It encourages cognitive activity, as well as social interactions between the residents in the different facilities we work in. In a recent survey we've done in one of our hundreds of installations, we have over 1,000 installations worldwide, especially in North America, Canada, and also with every second senior site here in Israel. So we saw that in 94 of the users who are using our systems are using it on a weekly basis, and over 50 are using it on a daily basis. So the solution brings also the usage by the therapist and the caregivers, and allows them a better interaction with their patients. We also, I don't want to drill into that, but basically we have on the backbone of the system a way to provide analytics for the users, for the facility managers or for the caregivers to look at what kind of activities their patients are doing. And we can analyze it per game, per user, etc. These are some of the facilities we work with, and you can see one of the facilities, which is a German one. It's a big Christian facility we work with called Caritas, and this is a couple of our installations in Germany with Caritas. Unfortunately, this is a big organization with a big potential, but their movement is a bit slow, and we would like to have your help in that. To get into more facilities, because there are, as said, hundreds of facilities where our system would be a great fit. We won several awards over the last couple of years because of the ingenuity and the solution we provide. We're not a medical solution, but we're a solution that provides the seniors not just something that would support their medical side of things, but also their mind and their way of life. And I would like to finish with a sentence by George Bernard Shaw saying that we don't stop playing because we grow old, but we grow old because we stop playing. And this is our motto. So I hope it was interesting for you. I would be happy to provide further information, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Yechiel. I also view this system personally in one of the installations I visited in Israel. And I think what you can really see is the smiles, okay? When people are starting to enjoy the system, smiles are all over. And it really connects between not only the residents or the patients, but also from the staff, okay? They're going into the game themselves. So thank you so much for this presentation. And of course, we'll move on to our final presenter. I call Yossi Graf, Senior Director for Essence Care. Yossi, please.
Hello, everyone. You see my screen? Hello, Roy.
Yes, you're right. You have a green light. We see your presentation.
Okay. So, hi, everyone. My name is Yossi Graf. I'm a Senior Director responsible for the sales and business in Europe and in other regions as well. More than 7.5 years in Essence Smart Care. A bit about Essence Smart Care. It's a bit stuck or slow. Yes. Okay, so the company is a daughter company of Essence Group that is well established in the alarm and intrusion alarm systems in Europe. More than 5 million homes and businesses are deployed with our alarm systems. We've started Essence Smart Care in 2014, and now we are deployed in over 27 countries. Over 500,000 installed systems around the world with very innovative and groundbreaking solutions. So the reason that we are here for, we are mostly focusing on the home environment, unlike the other companies that focus on long-term care and senior facilities. And in this case, the reason we are here is that because we want to offer our parents and grandparents something that is less shameful and more seamless for them to have a better and safe life on the age of, let's say, 75 plus. And in this aspect, we provide our partners with full turnkey solutions to solve this aspect. And one of the main aspects in aging at home is that eventually more than 25% lives alone at home, which requires additional protection layers on top of the shameful panic button. The fall aspect, of course, is the major aspect when living completely alone. And in addition, 2 out of 3 seniors suffers from at least one chronic disease that all of these reasons in his private home require some additional monitoring tools, and this is what we provide. Another few aspects that 90% of the healthcare system's spending is invested in treating chronic patients. And of course, if they are well monitored at home, this gives the healthcare system a big reduction in the spendings. The thing is that today, while you monitor the patient at home, normally there aren't any digital and easy way to monitor the residents, the patients, and in this case, they get attached to their cellular phones or through some kind of a tablet, while we offer some seamless, non-wearable, without any effort to connect to your doctor with your medical records. So what we provide today, we provide a full solution based on care aspects, care at home, a complete personal safety remote monitoring solution, and in addition, our VitalOn, which is remote patient monitoring, vital signs, remote monitoring digitally, of course. If you look at the whole platform, so the platform is made and based on a hub, a home hub, which is also, of course, speakerphone, cellular, Ethernet, voice over IP, etc. This hub connects to several additional layers or services. On the left side, all of the health aspects with medical devices, of course, CE marked and FDA cleared. Various very innovative alerting solutions that we will explore shortly. Intelligent activities of daily living, behavior monitoring, and of course, the new one to come is the outdoor monitoring, including geolocation and geofencing. So the platform consists from the left side, monitoring the resident at home. All of the devices are easy to install, battery operated, and very easy to maintain. Connected to our hub by our proprietary radio connection, not Wi-Fi and not Bluetooth, not Zigbee or Z-Wave. All of this is corresponded directly to an alarm receiving center, which has telecare house note roof protocols, and at the same time to the cloud, which is again on Azure in Germany. And then the cloud analyzes the data, send it to the technical teams, to the medical doctors, to the nurses, etc. In addition, yes, so this gives you another layer to see the solution as a safety, wellness, and health aspects all together, all in one, the same platform for the service provider to offer. Regarding a few solutions, so I've talked about activities of daily living monitoring. So we use motion sensors, door sensor, refrigerator sensor, and bed sensor to collect all the activity and to advise about something that is wrong in the house of the patient. So different stages of abnormalities of behavior create some kind of normally a medical issue or a loneliness or mental issue. I'll skip on this. This is a kind of a view of a hub together with some of our solution. We have voice analytics that gather the voice. When you say health meal, it will activate an alarm from the restroom, from the bathroom, for example. We have a radar-based MD sense for fall detection in every room. And of course, on the right side, the outdoor solution with a speakerphone, geolocation, and geofencing. This is the MD sense for fall protection, of course, as various companies talked about, but it's part of complete house note roof solution. This is the outdoor solution, the smallest in the industry, based on CAT-M, LTE-M technology, the latest in the industry, including fall detection capability. This is the intelligent voice triggering, as I've mentioned. And again, we have also accomplished now a pilot with Clalit in Israel, monitoring dozens of patients at home during the latest stage of the COVID here in Israel. It was very successful. It was based on pulse oximeter and blood pressure monitoring every day. And we are starting a big clinical pilot with Clalit now with 300 patients. To summarize, so it's a platform approach. It's not a shameless panic button like it's always used to be. So at the same hub, you can connect medical devices on the left side, then add very seamless and easy way home sensors, and then at a later stage, some voice or radar-based solution for fall detection and complete protection of activities of daily living AI solution. So basically, this is it. We work here in Germany with organizations such as ISB, the Deutsche Red Cross, the Johanniters, also discussions with Caritas and Malteser. We have a team in Germany, we have a warehouse and support in Germany. And of course, we are just starting 2 years ago in Germany. We have the GKV certification for the insurance aids. And we are looking to expand in Germany, of course. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yossi, for this terrific presentation. And that's wrap our 5 startups. So I would like to quickly advance to a short Q&A session. And I will start with the first question to Amit from Vayar, Amit Nerni. Amit, the question was, is it possible to connect the sensor directly to emergency home system? I mean, assisted living home. Amit, please.
Yeah, so I actually answered that question in private, but I can address it quickly just for everyone. We are designed to integrate to social alarm units and to home care systems. So in the US especially, we're deployed across thousands of home care environments.
Great, thank you. And the next question is to Hilik from GateBetter. Do you need further training for nurse or care facilities if you want to use GateBetter? To what hourly extent?
Yeah, so
Hilik,
sure, Ray. The training is about 1 hour long. We provide the initial training with the initial installation and then offer additional training if needed for new employees at pay. We can provide it online or in the clinic.
Okay, thank you. To Yechiel from OB, I saw that you answered, but I would be happy if you can share your answer to this recording. Yechiel, is the OB for senior plug and play? Can you move the table or system easily?
I was on mute, sorry. So the system is plug and play. The games reside or installed on the system itself. Internet is not required for ongoing operation, just for remote support and updating. It's not that you need a specific table. Any kind of a white grayish table would do. We turn that table to an interactive playground. And we do have an attachment, a mobile arm that turns the system to a mobile one. It's adding to the system a mobile cart with a remote control that allows you to move it from one room to the other.
Okay, thank you very much for these answers. So this concludes our presentation and we can finalize this event. I would like to also thanks the 5 presenters, Amit, Hilik, Mandu, Yossi and Yechiel for your time and effort. I want to also thank Charme and of course Uwe Wagner, and this is the great team from DUCAH, Thomas, Annika, and of course Nastasia. Thank you for the support. And if I wrongly didn't mention, I'm sorry in advance. And I really do hope that this event will be the first step for future collaboration between the AgeTech companies, Israeli AgeTech companies here in Israel and the German market. I would like to pass the broadcast to Thomas for his final remarks. Thomas, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Roy, and thank you very much all for the very bright and inspiring presentations. I've seen a lot of solutions now, which are definitely could be an added value for our partners. And I just chatted with Lucius, who is leading our DUCAH program, and he's here in that participants group too. If we will be able shortly to invite you to one of our events where we come all together and show solutions, have a kind of this marketplace. So I'm totally inspired, and I'm very happy that Roy and Uwe brought us together. From my perspective, also thanks to Uwe, because he had their first contact idea. And Roy, I see it as you see, it's the start of a good collaboration in the future. So perfect. Thank you very much. And thank you for Nastasia and our team for supporting us.
Thank you.
So I'll thank you for participating and staying for the entire 90 minutes. Please feel free to send us your remarks, question, or details. Thank you so much, and see you on our next events. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, and thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.